Hi everyone, Lady Amalthea here for day 21 of 31 days of tarot. Can you believe there's only 10 days left? So today's prompt is, what is your favorite 3-card spread and why? So, I'm not a huge spread person. It's not that I don't ever use them, I certainly do, and if one catches my eye, I'll save it and plan to use it eventually. And generally, if I am throwing down with an actual spread, it is past, present, future, because that is the first one I learnt and it is the one that made the most sense to me. I learnt that from the Doreen Virtue Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, because that's the one in the book, the first one in the book, and it just went, oh, that works, I get that. So generally, if I am using a spread, it's that, but a lot of the time I just throw cards down, and sometimes it's an odd number, sometimes it's an even number. It just varies on my mood. It varies on who I'm reading for. It varies on the cards I'm using, also the space I have. But more often than not, I will, if doing a reading for another person, end up with about 6 cards, and it just varies. And if I feel like the situation isn't being resolved with the cards I have, I'll just throw down more until I feel like I've got all the answers. And yeah, that's generally how I approach it. Certainly I have used spreads, and when I did the Lucy Cavendish Oracle course a few years ago, 2016 I believe it was, I did try out things like a Celtic Cross, and like, don't get me wrong, I found them very beneficial, and maybe if my brain worked differently, I would go to spreads on a more regular basis, but it's just not the way my brain works. I don't really know how to explain it other than I just find if I just throw down cards, it works for me. And I don't feel a need to change that. Like, particularly, like, say if there's a particular moon in Cancer or whatever, and someone puts a spread up, and I'll go, oh yeah, that looks good, and I'll do that reading. And if I'm organized, I will document it in my tarot journal. Half the time I do not. Honestly, I can't remember the last time, apart from doing my year ahead reading, which I did on the 1st of January, I can't really remember the last time I sat down and did a reading for myself. The last few readings I've done have been for other people. I've certainly pulled a few cards here and there, and I do attempt to do a daily draw, but generally I'm not reading overall for myself at the moment, and that's certainly something I'd like to get back into. That is the plan. So yeah, like, spreads, great if you're into them. If you're not, no big. But yeah, for me, it's just not really a thing. I wanted to show you guys something. Have a look at this. My mum sent this to me. It is a beautiful card, and it is an Arctic fox, and this was in the mail. I opened the mailbox on Saturday to get it. It was probably delivered on Friday. We do sometimes get mail on Saturdays, but that's usually at Christmas time. And she sent it to me from where they're moving to, and it is an Arctic fox, and it is an Australian artist whose name is Miffy Cody, and I'll leave a link to her website and Instagram just in case anyone wants to check it out. My mum said her artwork was quite varied, but when she saw this, she thought of me because she knows my soul animal is the Arctic fox, and I had mentioned it on the video I had made. Pretty sure it was on Saturday that I had mentioned it, and then I went and got the mail, and this was sitting there. So how perfect is it? I've got to find a place to put it. I might put it on my computer so I can see it daily, because it's just the most beautiful image. It's got the most soulful eyes, and it's so perfect. I had been wondering for years what my soul animal was, and I knew it had that lupine, vulpine, canine kind of energy, but I just couldn't narrow it down to what. And then one day I saw a photo on Instagram of an Arctic fox, and I went, bam, that's it. And I used that photo as my wallpaper on my phone, and it was my wallpaper on my computer for the longest time. And I just adore it, and it's an Arctic fox in their brown summer coat, and I had never seen it before in the brown summer coat. I'd only seen the white winter coat, and it was just, oh my goodness, the most beautiful, 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 beautiful image, and it spoke to me, and oh my goodness. So yeah, like ever since then, I've known, and oh, just I would love to spend some time with some foxes. Like that would be amazing. I know they're not tame animals, but yeah, I'd love to go somewhere where maybe they have a tame one or something. But this video ended up not just being about spreads, but about my love of Arctic foxes. And I wanted to show you something else. My Starseed Oracle lives in this Harry Potter Patronus pouch that I bought from a great company called Curious Empire when I was at PAX in Melbourne last year, and I've been wanting to buy something in their Patronus design for ages, ever since I saw them at a con a few years ago, and I picked this up. And I've got another one that I keep my meds in. That's Hufflepuff tartan with the Hufflepuff badger, and also on Saturday, I think it was, I put this Hufflepuff, I don't know how well you can kind of see it, it's trying to think if I've got a solid dark kind of colour that you can kind of see it. Yeah, I put this Hufflepuff design on my my water bottle that lives on my desk. So yes, definitely a Harry Potter fan. Yeah, I think I've gone on for long enough. Looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow, and thank you all so much for commenting and watching and all those wonderful things, and I will see you all soon. Many blessings.